Alright, so if you're coming here from Twitter, or you've already heard me rant about this privately, then you might know what this is all about, but if not, hi, I'm Brandon. I'm gonna be outlining my experience with a certain person who I used to call one of my friends. Because I've come to realize that they are actually quite a dangerous person behind the scenes. So, let's go over everything that I know. Now, if you already know about this experience, well, at least from the original document, then you can skip to this timestamp. But just for everyone who isn't completely caught up, I am going to be going over the entire document, like reading it apart from some amendments that I've made to it. So, yeah. Again, if you already know like a lot of the stuff that went down in the original document, then you can skip to the timestamp. But if not, then I highly encourage that you listen out because, yeah, there's some really bad stuff in here. I've been thinking about talking about this for a while, and I was not sure how I was supposed to initially, but I've decided to come forward to help other people who might end up getting hurt by this person. The voice actress Wubcake, or as I'm going to refer to her mostly in this video, Wubs, has done some despicable things to people I know, including my friends. For the sake of privacy, everything in relation to my friends, except for pronouns, will be kept anonymous. Do not harass anyone I talk about in this document. I do not support the idea of harassing anyone because that is simply just not cool. For clarification, you may notice that the account I am retrieving DMs from is called Dead Account. This results from Wubs' account and her old Discord server being hacked, which she later replaced with a new account and server. Wubs has many alters, including one named Jack. This will all make sense later, but this all results from Wubs having DID, or dissociative identity disorder. Wubcake and I first interacted with each other from one of my YouTube ASMR videos. She left a comment stating that I should consider her as a collaboration partner. All comments from her have been deleted. I'm assuming it was from her, by the way. I didn't delete them. I later informed one of my friends about Wubs, and she remembered Wubs as a VA for some My Little Pony fan projects. After digging around, I was able to add Wubs on Discord. This is our first interaction. This is not proof of anything, this just correlates back to the clarification stated above. I asked Wubs if she wanted to participate in a collaboration. The collaboration result would have been a video of her and I reading off comments of a YouTube video, posing as different characters. She said okay, and I got to writing a script for us to read from, which I was initially excited about. As time went on, Wubs seemed more invested in her projects than the collaboration. I asked her a few times when she might be able to get her voice lines to me. She replied that she wasn't sure. Despite her saying she could provide the voice lines, the project was never finished. Therefore, I could never publish it. I was thinking about how I could have handled this situation better recently, and I think I probably shouldn't have given her a deadline of some sort. However, it was a relatively long time for her to record the voice lines. The script wasn't even that long, but you may make that judgment, so you can download it for yourself with one of the links of this video. I even asked her again about doing the voice lines 2 months later, since at this point the video had very clearly surpassed its deadline. I'm not entirely sure how I could have handled this differently. Is it petty that I pick a scenario where she chose to collab with me and then change her mind? Maybe. So next is the second project that I wanted to bring her on board for. I asked Wubs later if she wanted to collaborate on an original video game song. For reference, here's me sharing the song documents with her, both the lyrics as well as the song instrumental and my vocals. I was under the impression that I would be unable to create content once I moved to the US. A lot of my friends can back me up on this, but again, do not go hunting them down. It's not cool. So I asked if she could send vocals before June 24th, 2021. Despite my hopes, history would only repeat itself. It seemed like she was constantly dodging the project altogether. Some reasons she had were valid. Namely, Wubs was going through a breakup at the time with one of her ex-partners, which is why she wanted to get better, and why she stated that she was going through a lot recently. She was also caught with sickness at the time, which messed with her voice. I can't fault her for being sick and going through the breakup. But other reasons were a little more questionable, specifically how she stated that she was not as confident in her singing. However, here are a few videos where she sings just fine. Note that these videos were far before I asked for her singing vocals for the song.
Hush, 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 blush, 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 you are now my big fat crush. I'm single as I can be, you're single, perfect for me. I'm gonna give you a bunch of reasons why you should date me. I cannot remember how many times my soul has been ripped from me. And it seems like all hope in this world is lost, I guess we shall see. Now I'll be homeboys try to warn me. Well, that butt you got makes me so horny. Ooh, rumpa smooth skin. You say you wanna get in my Benz? Well, use me, cause you ain't that average groupie. I've seen her dancing, to hell with romancing. She's sweat, wet, got it going like a turbo vet.
This is a point where I actually have to step in and change something. Around less than a week ago, when I'm recording for this video, she's actually deleted a lot of videos on her channel, and there's only 4 videos left, which I will show on screen. I don't understand what's the reasoning behind this, but okay, sure, why not? Her voice screams talent, which is exactly why I wanted to bring her on board for this project. I even offered to send her funds because of her sickness at the time, but she refused. In a last-ditch effort, I asked Wubs again if she wanted to do the song. Ultimately, while I could still produce the song itself, Wubs, who I originally wanted to collab with, could not. So I found a few other friends of mine to collaborate with to make the song instead, which would later become Left in a Standstill. Despite all of this, I have had voice lines done for some of Wubs' projects, as seen in this specific fandub video. This is another one of these videos where it has now become completely deleted off of the internet. Additionally, I got some of my friends to work with Wubs because of my connection to her, such as in this video.
Deja vu, I've just been in this place before, huh?
Did I have to collaborate on your projects? No, and as a friend, I just wanted to help make the product that you wanted to make. To say the least, I expected to be able to work with you directly to finish either one of my projects, but maybe it's better that I didn't. It's here where I started to see giant red flags from Wubs, the first of which I found in this livestream clip playing now.
Well, and it's just like, no offense, but like, I feel like people that are like under 18 like can be a bit incompetent in projects. Like, they can either just disappear completely or they just don't do the fucking work. Like, that's why we usually just hire adults to do, you know, an adult project essentially.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you are. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying like most, you know, very young people.
No, I get it. It's fine. I'm used to it anyways.
That's from one of my friends.
Okay.
Yeah, but also let's avoid being negative on STWEM, by the way.
Oh, right. Sorry,
Yeah.
Brandon.
Yeah, especially for attention.
Oh golly. Okay, careful.
Huh?
Careful for that though. Careful for
I'm
that
sorry,
though, Wub.
I'm sorry, but if someone goes like, "Oh, it's okay, I'm used to it," it's like, okay.
I mean, to be fair, you does say that a lot. Okay. Oh, they left.
I'm an adult, so.
Oh,
They left.
Oof. Well, I mean.
Yikers, jeez.
Ooh, sorry about that.
Oh golly.
Sorry. Sorry about that. That happened. Ooh.
I think that was too far. Yeah, probably. Whoopsies. You know, Wubs, maybe we should be careful with our language. In this clip, Wubs boldly claims that one of the people talking in the chat is guilt tripping for attention. I attempted to defuse this situation, but it didn't work. The atmosphere of the stream was left very awkward after that. Wubs later informed me that, for context, she had to put up with someone's guilt tripping for 5 years, which is why she gets defensive. While I understand where she is coming from, there was simply no need to react this way. Just because someone else had guilt-tripped Wubs doesn't mean that she deserved to treat a completely unrelated person in this manner. And also, the fact that you accuse someone of guilt-tripping you and you've only met this person just today or a few days ago as of that livestream clip, a little uncalled for. I passed off the livestream clip as a one-off thing then, but looking back on it now, I wish I had done more to accommodate both sides. I also didn't want to risk my friendship with Wubs then, despite the red flags that I've seen. That is, until mid-January of 2022, the second giant red flag reared its ugly head. And just for reference, I have the consent of the ex-partner to post this following story. Wubs' most recent ex-partner showed me a now deleted tweet that was clearly directed at her. To clarify, Sassy Scissors is the Twitter account of Jack, one of Wubs' many alters. For the context of the tweet that reads, "Take a fucking hint," Wubs' ex-partner was in a bad situation with her parents at the time, which I still do not entirely understand. However, it very clearly upset Wubs and Jack. I was reasonably angry. I wanted to look out for my friends. Wubs had to have her alters controlled more. While I was still concerned about my friendship with Wubs, this time I was blunt. I remember telling Wubs that doing this to her ex-partner was a low blow, and like the ex-partner said about how one disagreement will cause problems, here is what Wubs said. "I have an idea. How about you mind your own business? It's not a low blow at all. You would not believe the shit we've been through, so get your head out of it. I'm sick of breaking things off with toxic people and people who have no idea what's going on think they have the audacity to tell me how I should feel. It's none of your business. If she deleted it, it's probably because she didn't want to start anything. She's been blocked, she's been removed, but she still acted like we're in a relationship still, so I can see why Jack posted that. So don't you dare think you have any right to say what's a low blow or not. Yes, we're not together. I know you've been messaging the other mods about what happened. We've tried letting things go silently and moving on, but nope, nosy people love to know everything about me." She blocked me after and removed any videos about me on her channel at that point, but I also really don't care. Wubs' ex-partner's theory was essentially confirmed by this one interaction I had. The ex-partner told me later that the interaction was pretty fucked up. We talked about this later, and we both came to an agreement that this was absolutely Wubs' fault. The ex-partner said she publicly said she didn't want to get involved, but she wouldn't let Wubs' claim that they split up mutually spread as the truth, because they very clearly did not break up mutually. What could I have done better? I was not involved in the relationship issue, nor should I have been a part of it, but I was dragged into it anyway. You could say that I shouldn't have pried, but if that were the case, I don't believe Wubs' ex-partner would have opened up to me about this depressing relationship. In fact, Wubs' ex-partner seemed very comfortable talking to me about it at all. Additionally, Wubs' ex-partner was a very good friend to me, and as a friend, I wanted to stand up for her. Again, I may be experiencing tunnel vision when I'm saying this, but I am unsure on how I could have handled this situation as well, other than just not interacting at all. It's really spooky, but a few days later, Wubs and this ex-partner got back together after the situation anyway. This was an extreme red flag, and I informed the ex-partner about this immediately. Wubs apologized about the whole situation and said that she would try to apologize to everyone else, myself included. Supposedly, Wubs thought I was a great person, honestly, for being one of the only ones trying to talk sense to her. Jack was also punished, but I do not know the specifics. However, I was told by the ex-partner that Jack was in a deep depression mode. I've never seen her like this. Wubs didn't even want her talking to me because she's scared to death of Jack fucking things up again. I don't know everything Wubs and the ex-partner discussed, but I was happy that they seemed to have made up. However, I was still skeptical. At this point, my friendship with Wubs' ex-partner had deteriorated due to me constantly asking her to hang out on Discord calls. I was honestly being really annoying to her, and it's a problem I'm still trying to fix to this day. However, I had nothing against her, and I was praying to ensure that she was safe with Wubs. But again, I was still skeptical. And sure enough, I was informed by a mutual that Wubs and the ex-partner broke up again. The ex-partner said something publicly about their breakup, albeit vaguely. Man, there is no feeling in the world quite like being proven right. Fuck relationships. Wubs, on the other hand, said nothing about this. I asked the mutual of the ex-partner about what happened. She replied back, saying that the ex-partner and Wubs were no longer together. She was pissed off at Wubs because she fucked over the ex-partner so badly. Here, I knew that Wubs and the ex-partner were not equipped to deal with relationships. Even now, the mutual is terrified to speak out about our consensus that Wubs is being childish about this matter. Everyone is ass-kissing Wubs, blindly defending her. I personally believe that it is a good thing that I chose to disassociate with Wubs completely. To quote the ex-partner, Wubs has to stop thinking the way to live is just running and burning every bridge she can. It will literally ruin her entire career and life. No one will want to work with her, and no one will want to be real friends with her. The ex-partner is speaking the truth. No one would want to associate with Wubs if anyone knew about this. She is the conductor of extremely shady practices that no one calls out. While I only shared 2 stories of mine, this isn't everything. There are still more people, whether innocent or not, waiting to talk about Wubs, but they are terrified of the backlash from speaking out. With this small but still significant document, I am unlocking the cages for others to speak out. They have been trapped for a long time by known and unknown misdeeds from her. My experience with Wubs was far from the worst, because I have become aware that worse things have happened to others. Compared to others, my experience with Wubs is, if anything, laughable, but the treatment that I experienced is still significant. Wubs, I don't believe that we will be able to see eye to eye again. I'm sorry that things did not work out between us as friends, because you've hurt both people you've known and loved and those you have no clue existed to you. You may have never lashed out at me about being depressed, but it's likely because I never showed that side of me to you before. I was scared to talk about this because I know you're a sizable audience, but I am not afraid of you. Not anymore. I would ask no one to harass you over this, because I still don't support that, but sadly, I know it will eventually happen, as it is an inevitable byproduct of speaking out like this. This is me formally saying goodbye to you. Please never ever consult me to talk about this privately. You have some things that you need to fix about yourself, and I really hope you can better yourself. Again, I do not condone the harassment of anyone listed above. Please do not try to witch hunt for Wubs or any other anonymous party listed above. Otherwise, you are just as deplorable. After I published my document and several people came forward with their own statements, Wubs blocked me from her NSFW account. Her real account appears to be deleted for reasons that I do not know. People have replied that they have felt similar experiences like what I've went through, saying that they had some sort of beef with her, witnessed certain situations from Wubs firsthand, and overall, just some really shady shit that happens like behind the scenes. However, something strange happened. Less than 24 hours after the original document was posted, I saw that the document was reported for harassment, bullying, and threats. I already went over this in an unlisted video which will stay unlisted but will also stay viewable for those who want to check it out in the description. I will also keep this person anonymous because I don't wish for anyone to harass this person over this ordeal, but let's go through this arc. The first instance of this person combating my accusations is on the original post. Facepalm emoji. This is the most petty, childish, and irrelevant. This is literally a personal matter, not a serious matter. Oh, and if you try to re-upload the doc, I'll report it again. You welcome. Blush emoji. I would reply with, yes, not a serious matter, because Wub's targeting her most recent ex-partner's abandonment trauma and said ex-partner almost offing herself because of the way Wub's treated her isn't serious. How childish it might have been doesn't compare to Wub's toddler-like actions. Let's break this down real quick. Wubs' ex-partner has abandonment trauma, which Wubs had known about and took advantage of it. The ex-partner had developed a heart condition after her initial breakup with Wubs. The person who claimed this is the most petty, childish, and irrelevant, yeah, that's how they finished their sentence, by the way, said this was a personal matter, not a serious matter. Yeah, because making someone relive a traumatic experience, have them develop broken heart syndrome, and almost making them off themselves aren't very serious things to talk about. They're just everyday things. Everyone goes through that. They conclude their initial tweet by saying that if I tried to re-upload the document, that they would try to report it again. What this tells me is that Wubs and some of her goons are clearly aware that this is making traction, but are trying to minimize the damage that this may cause to Wubs' reputation. However, what they are unaware of is that they are only damaging their own reputation by reporting my document like this. They're trying to silence my stories about Wubs, but as I've said before, I'm not going to stop until Wubs faces genuine consequences. Anyway, the next tweet that this person would post is, says the guy who bought YouTube subscribers. I'ma keep it simple after I said my piece. Leave Wubs alone. Leave us all alone. You coming on here starting drama is extremely pathetic and petty. Good day. Wave emoji. I would try replying to them, but they blocked me soon after. Anyways, what I posted was, the amount of subscribers that I have has no relevance. I'll keep it simple and say my piece too. 1. Go start back from kindergarten so you can spell better and use the correct term for the correct context. 2. You're right. I did start drama. Smiley face. I will continue speaking out. Let's break this down. I really don't feel like I need to defend myself from an accusation like this, but oh well, you brought it up, so I will shut it down. Again, the claim that I bought YouTube subs has absolutely no relevance to this situation whatsoever. This was brought completely out of nowhere and used against me, yet it's not even true. If you looked at my YouTube statistics from sites like Social Blade, you will notice that I did spike in engagement in November of 2020. This would probably say, oh, this is proof that you have botted your YouTube account. But this would also happen to be a few months after I posted my first Easer ASMR video, at which point I would later post even more of. At this point, Danganronpa would prove to be very beneficial for my channel, so I kept posting content surrounding it. Most notably, the video which would eventually become my most popular video of all time, You Kamakura in the Wrong Neighborhood, was posted on September 21st, 2020, which is only a few days away from November, and a few days after that video was posted, I posted my video where I thanked people for 1,000 subscribers. Oh, and I haven't even mentioned that if I were to be buying YouTube subscribers, then I probably wouldn't have lost subscribers occasionally as seen here. And lastly, I don't even know where I would buy YouTube subscribers, but that's up for you to decide since I can just say that. But overall, since this person has brought it up, it's simply not feasible to believe that I could have bought subscribers to boost my channel. You may have noticed that this person also really can't use the correct word for the right context, so I naturally replied back with a grammatically correct sentence and told him that I did start drama. I don't deny that I didn't. Why would I have to do that? As I've had to say many times and will continue saying, I will continue to speak out. Unless he had nothing else to tell me, he blocked me for reasons that I cannot comprehend. However, it doesn't stop here. This person also tries to have my unlisted part 2 video reported to Team YouTube on Twitter because I was, quote, re-uploading info that was taken down by Google Docs for violation of service. Well, okay, 1, it's called terms of service, but 2, this is a completely baseless accusation that you have practically nothing to defend yourself for, especially when you try to report this video while you have me blocked, so essentially behind my back, and I'm assuming you wanted to do this without my knowledge so I can question what the hell is even happening to this video. You are literally once again trying to silence me for speaking out against a person who's wronged so many other people. You would let Wubs get away with murder if she committed one, which, by the way, she almost pushed someone to die. I also guarantee that you will try fraudulently reporting this video as well, and if so, I will counterclaim and win, and I'm happy to milk this situation even more by making another video about how you tried to abuse this system, making your position look even worse. They eventually just stopped responding to Twitter posts related to the situation altogether, probably because Wubs told them to stop interacting. What? You thought I didn't know you were discussing this shit privately? I know this person is a moderator for Wubs, and I know that you've all been talking about how to combat this, with Wubs just saying, just ignore it, it'll blow over eventually. I think this just proves you are very much a guilty person, and you host a cesspool of guilty people. Oh, and editor's note, throughout the entirety of the drama after I realized the document was reported, I was never directly told by this person or anyone else that what I am saying are lies. Do with that information what you will. And that concludes that arc. Overall, I think the entirety of what transpired after the document was posted and how it was reported screams guilty, and Wubs should face serious consequences. Again, she's hurt multiple people, and the fact that she's been allowed to get away with so many misdeeds is purely unacceptable. So, thank you for hearing my side. And again, I ask that nobody harass anyone who is involved in this situation.